Eagles at Chargers.
I'm going to take the Eagles. -2.5 is my only favorite. They're 4-2 on the road. They beat Kansas City, Bucks, and Green Bay on the road. #1 red zone offense. #5 offensive line. And Saquon Barkley may not be running, but Jalen Hurts, for some reason, is often a better road quarterback. The Chargers have faced 2 teams with a winning record over the last 10 weeks. They got hammered by both of them. And the offensive line, it's not good at all. So Jalen Hurts, last 2 years on the road, I'm telling you, he's better away from Philly. And I think I have maybe the best O-line and unquestionably the worst O-line. I think it's close. I think the crowd is 65-35. Philadelphia feels a little bit like a home game. I'm going to swallow the 2.5. I'm going to take Philly 24-20. J-Mac.
Why does Colin keep saying that the Philadelphia Eagles have the best O-line? I'm not going to go on a whole offensive line rant here. I don't understand. No, just let it go. Let it go. It's Friday. Let it go. This is obviously a huge game, and I'm going to be making other videos. I have a video that I know I want to make that I saw like a short little clip from Dan Rowski talking about the Philadelphia Eagles that I want to make. I haven't made it yet. I'll have that on Saturday. And then obviously since they play on Monday, we'll talk about more on Mon. We'll talk more about Monday during the day. But I wanted to get this clip out. The Chargers, their O-line is a mess. And I know Jalen Carter's not playing, but which would have been nice because Jalen Carter would have been able to then feast. But the team is deep enough defensively where it should still be a problem for the Chargers, right? This absolutely should be a game that the Eagles control the entire time. And if they don't, then I really think then there's absolutely zero reason to believe that they could make a legitimate Super Bowl run, right? If they win this game. And it was just kind of like, we were like, oh gosh, that, it was just kind of the same old story that it's kind of been throughout the course of the season where it just didn't really quite feel that they were in control the whole time. That you don't really see anything new with the offense. The defense plays well, but nothing crazy, and the game ends up being 24-20. However you exactly get to that score, you start to be a little bit more concerned. You really do. And this really, because that's what Colin was saying. When the Chargers played a team with the winning record, it's like they got smoked. The Chargers have been held together. I made the joke with Elmer's glue, right? With cheap elementary school glue. That's what this team has been. And it's been amazing to watch. If you're a football fan, watching them stay afloat, watching what Justin Herbert has had to do, it's been amazing, and it's been inspiring, and it's been awesome. And I got nothing respect for San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. Nothing but respect. But the Eagles are supposed to be different. The Eagles are supposed to be built differently. They are supposed to be and like I always say, if you're a great team, if you're an elite team, if you're a top team, if you're well coached, etc., when you go against a team that is imperfect, it's supposed to be loud and clear. And when you're a great team, well coached, etc., and you're going up against another great team, etc., but they're missing a receiver or their O-line is a little walk, whatever it may be, that should be enough. That should be enough where it's like, that's all we needed. That's all we needed. You're down your wide receiver one. That's great. You needed everyone to be able to make this a truly competitive game. You're missing your guy. That's it. It's done. It's all we needed. It's all we needed. And the Eagles are supposed to be at that level. They're supposed to be at that level that when you're going up against a team where you're like, oh, this team has the worst run defense in the NFL. It's like, okay, great. Well, then that should be enough for you to be able to run all the live long day against them, right? Like that, oh, their O-line is terrible. Their O-line is letting the most pressures in the NFL. It's like, great. Okay. Well, then that should be enough for you then to get after them. If it's not, then you have serious problems. It's okay if it's a random off game, but that's not the way how this season has unfolded. If the Eagles were, crushing it and winning and everyone felt like, oh man, this is the team to beat right now, then I could then you don't have to show that every single game, right? I don't see that randomly happening a game and you're like, oh, this is a concern. But based on how the Eagles have been playing right now, it's like if you don't look like you're in control this entire game, it's like, do you have some problems? The only door that I leave that open is if you get like a true Justin Herbert special. But I don't think he's got the team around him to be able to do that. And this Eagles defense should be great enough where he can't do that. And this is an important game for the Chargers as well. And it's an important game for the Eagles as well, because the Eagles lose this game, like it's still on the board that they don't make the playoffs, or excuse me, that the Cowboys can find themselves into the playoffs. They could still lose the lines, and the Cowboys can easily win out right now. They absolutely can. The Eagles got the Chargers, they got the Bills, maybe Jane Daniels and the Commanders twice. Like, you know who? But even if it's just Marcus Mariota, they've been putting up a fight. Burt's is there. Terry McLaurin's there. Debo's there. Dan Quinn is a great coach. Like, those guys are still fighting. And it was a battle against the Denver Broncos. So it's like you can't just automatically, well, those are 2 wins too. Like, you can't take anything for granted. Last season they played the Commanders, and Jalen Hurts got knocked out, and in a blink of the eye you had Kenny Pickett out there. So you can't take anything for granted. I think Eagles should, they have a front row seat in understanding that. So for me, it's like at this point for the Eagles, like I'm not even just looking for wins. I defended some of the weirder wins in the past against the Lions, against the Packers. And listen, in a weird enough way, those wins age both better and worse, because you see what the Dallas Cowboys were able to do offensively against the Lions. But then you saw what the Cowboys defense did against the Lions. And same thing with when the Packers and the Lions played each other. Like, you're like, all right, the Eagles can be like, we controlled that game better than both those teams played each other. And it's like, yeah, but like the offense was still not there. And the offense is hardly complete from the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb goes down. George Pickens is kind of having a weird game. Dak Prescott was pressured like 20 times. And yet they were still able to do some damage, whereas the Eagles just haven't been. And again, I blame play calling, I blame coaching. The O-line is a big reason for it as well. But I don't think I used to. I was really kind of on the fence between O-line and coaching O-line, and I've even said, like, maybe Kempo is actually a great offensive mind, but, like, the O-line's just not good enough, and so we can't get the run going, and that, limits him, blah, 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 blah. And it's still kind of technically on the table when you're a young play caller, young coach, that you just aren't good enough to find yourself through some of the issues and troubleshoot through some of the issues that just can take time. But I still, my foundation now has really been more rooted and firmly in, like, yes, its line has not been great, but there's plenty of other teams that have O-lines that are not great or kind of struggle at times, and you can still find your way through it. And so that's why I look at play call. When you look at the inconsistency of how this offense is played, I'm like, it's coaching, and I'm firmly rooting that, and that's why we'll talk about that even more with Dan Losky's clip that I'm excited to go through. But yeah, the Chargers have a really, really good defense. It's not as great as it was last season. Last season, it felt like that defense was like top 1, top 2. I think it was technically the second best defense under the Eagles. I think right around there. It was a pretty legit defense, but it's definitely nowhere near as potent as it was last year. And so you don't want to just see them win. You want to see that you feel like there's some changes here, that they've actually solved some problems here, right? You want to feel that they actually got things going in the right direction, where you're and it's like, I don't even want to just see, even if Saquon Barkley goes off for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, or people like be like, finally we got Saquon going. But I want to know why. Was it just because your O-line was able to kind of take advantage of maybe a defense that's not playing their best football right now? Or was it because of the rhythm of the play calling? Was it the style of the play calling? Was it, the timing of the play call? Like, what was it? Were you able to just play bully ball and open up some holes? But were you able to gash them a couple times, or was there some changes made? Because that's what we saw against the Giants, and it was like, well, that wasn't, an indicator of the future to come. It was just like, no, you just took advantage of a defense that's not that great. You were able to, open up some pretty big holes. Saquon break free, boom, bam, boom. And it's just like, I want to see, like, are you actually doing interesting things? Are you actually inviting Tank Bigsby onto this team to play? How does the passing game look? Are you reducing 3 and outs? Like, what's the story here? So, you know, there's a lot at stake and there's a lot to learn here still. So, I'm putting a lot on the shoulders of this game. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers, and Colin picking them to win, the only favorite team he's got winning? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, you agree with me or disagree with me? Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.